Hey crew, it's Pitt, and I'm back with the most important question on Reddit. Am I the bunghole? Let's dive in and see what the question is today. I read the title of this one and I knew that it was going to be controversial, so I went ahead and picked it. Am I the bunghole for telling my granddaughter to stop referring to her dad's girlfriend as her mom? I'm going to hold all my comments until after I read the entire thing. My son-in-law David, 44 male, is getting remarried to Katie, a 31 female. My 64 female granddaughter, 14 female, has been referring to Katie for the past 18 months or so. I'm assuming that is referring to her as her mom for the last year and a half. Her mom, Annie, 32 female, passed away 10 years ago. We have remained close with David for the children. It hurts to hear her refer to another woman as her mom. As it feels like that everyone is just forgetting that Annie existed. It already feels a little like David is replacing Annie with Katie as they have a similar look. Christmas is always hard. Annie passed away in the week leading up to Christmas, and her birthday is at the start of January. This year we had David, Katie, my 3 grandchildren, and Katie's daughter at ours for Christmas. My granddaughter was very excitedly talking about a dance competition that Katie was taking her to in the new year. As she was talking, she kept referring to Katie as her mom, and I ended up excusing myself because I felt that I was getting upset, as it should have been Annie doing those things with her, not Katie. Later on, after dinner, my granddaughter found me upstairs looking at pictures of Annie. She asked me if everything was okay, as she knew I was upset. I told her that Christmas makes me a little sad. She replied that I shall talk with Mom because Christmas also makes her upset. Katie's mom died when she was young, on Christmas, I believe. I snapped at her and told her that if Katie wasn't her mom, she should stop referring to her as such, as it's disrespectful to her actual mom, Annie. I know I crossed the line snapping at her, but Katie isn't her mom. David, Katie, and all 4 kids left not long after I snapped at her. David has since called me to say that the kids won't be coming around for their weekly dinner for a while, as they need space. My granddaughter isn't talking to me at all. My husband thinks I was an idiot for snapping, as I should be happy our grandchildren have a mother figure, and that Katie was willing to work at forming such close bonds with all of them. Am I the bunghole? Edit, I have corrected David's age. I didn't realize I made a typo. Annie was 32 when she passed away. Katie has been to visit this morning after dropping off the children at school. She apologized for David saying the kids wouldn't be coming to dinner. It was a knee-jerk reaction to finding out I had snapped at my granddaughter. She also apologized for stepping on my toes in regards to boundaries with the kids. She explained that she was 13 when she lost her mom, and her mom had been sick for a long time before she died. She knew it was coming, but it still hurt. She had to grow into an adult without a mother figure, and it hurt that she didn't have anyone to go to about things she couldn't talk to her dad about. As a result, she would latch onto her brother's girlfriends and talk to them about things, but would end up hurt when the girlfriend would eventually leave, and it was like losing her mom again. It was part of the reason for her drug addiction, and when she and David got together, she felt the need to try to be a mother figure to the kids, so they could have what she didn't. She didn't want them to end up like she did. When my granddaughter first started calling her mom, Katie was resistant to it because she didn't want to replace Annie, but David made her realize that she wasn't replacing Annie. I lost myself. She was supporting the kids, and that's what Annie would have wanted. Katie asked if I'd asked my granddaughter about the necklace she had been given for Christmas. I hadn't. Katie had bought her a locket, and inside was a picture of her as a baby with Annie, so that she could always keep Annie close to her heart and Annie would always be with her. Katie says she will talk to David about the kids coming to dinner, but has said that it might be worth looking into counseling, and has offered to take me to bereavement support group that she and David go to. I said I will go to her and we'll look into counseling, but as I don't want to lose my grandchildren, and I'm glad she came to talk to me and that I posted here. I hadn't realized how much my grief was still affecting me, and I'm glad David had found someone as compassionate as Katie. Alright, I like the way that this ended up a lot more than the way that it started. And it did touch me. Like, I still have tears in my eyes because you're not being a bunghole for grieving your daughter. And I want to make that absolutely clear. You're not. Grief has no time limit, it has no expiration, and it will jump on you suddenly. It can be anything at all that just sets off that emotion inside of you, and that is okay. It is okay to grieve your daughter, but it is not okay to dwell upon the death. It is not okay to say continually about how she should be here. Your daughter lost her mother at 4 years old, right? That's what I'm reading here. She's 14. It was 10 years ago. She was 4 years old. You don't remember. She doesn't. She may have memories of her mother's face. She may have one or two of those. Maybe. But probably not. Probably her only memory of her mom is the pictures. That's all she's got of that. But she has this woman who came into her life and stepped up and did what needed to be done to help her to grow into a mature human being. Your daughter-in-law, right, is Katie, right? Okay, so Katie is remarkably well-adjusted, especially considering, like, using mom. I'm assuming that this is in England, and in England, y'all are not well-adjusted. Y'all do not have very good mental health, and I don't mean that to be mean. We don't have that here either. I'm not trying to say that, but like, y'all have some very long-standing prejudices towards the mental health problem. They're more long-standing than the ones we have here. And so y'all tend to look at grief a little bit differently than we do. Y'all tend to look at anger a little bit differently than we do. And so I don't feel like you were wrong for distancing yourself from the situation. You were wrong for snapping at your granddaughter. It is understandable, but that doesn't mean it wasn't wrong. You owe her an apology. You owe Katie an apology. She didn't ask for that, but she was gifted with that. Your granddaughter loves her enough to gift her with that. And that is a gift. To call her mom when she knows that's not her real mom. But she feels the love enough that she's comfortable enough to gift that woman with that. Then you should not step in that at all. At all. This woman is remarkably well-adjusted. She came to talk to you as an adult, separate from the children, about the situation, and it appears that there's some resolution. She is remarkable. It is not easy to find that. How old is she? She was 30. She's 31 years old. Like, that's still, I'm figuring things out time. Right? Until you're 35, you don't know nothing. I'm 45 and I'm just starting to figure some stuff out. But at 31, you really, as a whole, as a human, don't know anything. You're still really just starting to figure things out. And so the fact that she is this well-adjusted, to have come to you in this manner, says a lot for her. The fact that your granddaughter is comfortable enough to call her mom, it says something for her. The fact that your son or your son-in-law fell in love with someone else when you know how remarkable your daughter was, that says something. And I feel like it's a replacement because she looks the same. I get that. But people have preferences. That's just the thing. People have a preference on what they prefer to date. And that goes for attitude and for looks. And so he has a preference for that body type, that face structure, that hair, whatever it is. Maybe it's a combination of all of them. And so he recognized her soul. Like, this is a wonderful thing. And you're not a bunghole for grieving. You're not a bunghole for getting upset, for crying, for missing your daughter. That is not what you're the bunghole for. You are the bunghole for the way that you reacted when she showed up, right? Like when she came to you here, that you said Christmas was tough, and I'm assuming you said it was your mom, because of her mom. And she replied this, I can understand getting upset, but you should not have snapped at the child. She's 14 years old. That's an impressionable age, right? To snap at her and to tell her this is it causing conflict whether there doesn't need to be conflict, because no matter what happens, until you apologize, she's going to hold that conflict in her heart. I shouldn't really feel this way. I shouldn't really feel this way. You know how bad it is to tell a 14-year-old that they shouldn't feel love? Safe, warm, protective love. You just don't know you shouldn't feel that. You should not feel that. That's the bunghole in the situation. Now, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to let that go. And hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion to a not too difficult topic. I love to see the resolution that happened at the end of this. I do. Because it seems like there's something going on. And absolutely get some therapy. Both family counseling for the whole situation, but counseling for yourself personally. You need to learn to work on this grief. It's holding you back from life. It's been holding you back from life for 10 years. Don't let it go for another 10. You don't want to be, 84? How old are you? 64. So, yeah, you've still got a possible 20 years. Like, that's a good, reasonable expectation that you could be 80, 81. Do you want to be stuck in grief for 81 years? Or 20 more years? No. And your body's going away and all you've got is your mind? Get some therapy. Anyway, to the crew. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. If you like what I'm doing here, leave me a comment down below. If you don't like what I'm doing here, leave me a comment down below. You know what to do. Hit all the bells and whistles. Till next time, I love you. You're perfect, complete, and whole just the way that you are. This has been Pittstake. Peace.